Great. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Start with players of the week for us. Offensively, Justin Jackson, career high. Rushing, I thought it was outstanding. Obviously was key to our success, and great to get him back going. Big playmaker was Zach Oliver. Thought Zach really stepped up and played really well for his first significant playing of the season. As far as our big playmaker defensively, Deontay Gibson, and he was all over the place as our player of the week. Very active. And then defensive staff, again, couldn't make a decision on the big playmakers, so Van Hoos and Walker share that. Solomon Vault, obviously our special teams player of the week with a big kickoff return for a touchdown. And then practice players on offense were Luke Dalk, defense Joe Bergen, and special teams Quinn Baker. Excited for this weekend. Have Brad Phillips be back to be our honorary captain from Export PA. Was with us at safety from 06 to 09 and started 34 games for us. Had just a wonderful career, 8 forced fumbles, 200 and close to 60 tackles, 5 interceptions. He's 2-time All Big Ten and 3-time All Academic All Big Ten. He's a senior associate now with LaSalle Capital, and he's pursuing his MBA. So it'll be great to have Brad with us through the weekend, and then obviously to have senior week for our guys. It's a little surreal with 3 games left, though. We'll be honoring our seniors with this being our last home game this weekend, and looking forward to seeing their families when we have a great celebration at my house after the game with the families and the guys. So big week of prep ahead of us, back into a normal game week, a little different obviously than having a bye and then into a game week. So guys were good this morning and expecting to practice well tomorrow. So with that, how about some questions, please?
All right, Coach, how's Thorson doing physically, and what's the plan moving forward?
He's doing fine, and we expect him to play.
I guess any update on Jeff or Jalen Prater
Both guys are out right now.
for Saturday or?
Out today.
Okay.
Out today.
Is it true that Zach went around all this season with something from the Illinois game? I guess a depth chart or something posted on his on his dashboard or whatever to remind him and to motivate him
I don't know. I haven't ridden shotgun with him, so I don't know. That'd probably be a great question for him. But I'm really proud of Zach. I mean, he's persevered. I made light of it today in the team meeting. He's kind of been the 2 for about 28 years around here, and he's, I said that in jest. I mean, he's just been a great teammate. He's been a great team player. He's given everything he's got to be prepared and help our team, and he's filled a lot of roles with that, and then to step up the way that he did Saturday, very, very proud of him, and, he'll be ready to go if he's called upon again. So just proud of the way that Zach played.
It's to see, I assume, with everybody, these seniors that transfer because they're not going to play or whatever. But here's Zach waiting his turn, being a team guy.
Rare in college football today, even rarer in college basketball, as you can see the numbers. But that's just who Zach is. And he's from a terrific family, and he competed for the job, didn't win it, had a great attitude about it, and then as he's gone through the season, he's prepared as a starter. So that's all we could ask of him.
Hey, Coach.
Hi, buddy.
Could you discuss the resiliency of your team? You came off 2 really, really difficult losses to get 2 really important wins, including one over a pretty good football team.
Yeah, well, I think both the teams that we beat over the last 2 weeks are good football teams. You look at the margin of defeat for Nebraska, and it's probably just over single digits in their losses. So I think they're an outstanding football team and very, very well coached and very talented. They just ended up on the short end. And, Saturday we beat a very good team. So, I think our guys have prepared well for each game. I think we've practiced well. There were 2 weeks that we didn't play very well, really about 3.5 quarters. We didn't play very well in the first half against Michigan and put ourselves in a deep hole that we couldn't get out of. And then, really the third quarter and maybe the first couple of minutes of the fourth quarter did not play very well against Iowa. Outside of that, we've given ourselves a chance to win in every game. So proud of our seniors. It goes back to the chemistry that we've had all off season. I'm not just saying it because it's senior week. I've said it all year. The chemistry and the brotherhood's been great, and the guys just stuck together. After we lost the game to Iowa, they had a players-only meeting before we had our meetings here on that Monday morning and said the people that are gonna get this fixed are us, not anybody else. And so the credit obviously all goes to the players, and I'm very thankful for the leadership of the captains and the seniors and the leadership council. But it's just going to keep getting harder as we keep moving forward.
Coach, what is your assessment of how the wide receivers played on Saturday, and how have guys like Austin Carr and Jelani Roberts helped the offense?
Well, Jelani is a freshman, to have not only his roles in the offense but also be playing in the kicking game. He's doing a really good job. He's got a bright future ahead of him, not only as a wideout, but then also his role will expand in the kicking game as we move forward throughout his career. Austin's been a young man that I think is what college football is all about. You walk on, you grind, you earn a scholarship, you earn roles in the kicking game first. You get your opportunities to go out and play and perform, and he's had a really, really solid year. And it just seems like every year we've had some former walk-on step up in some area of the team. And more times than not, frankly, it's been at the wide receiver position. But, you think back to Zeke Markshausen and some other names prior to Austin. So to see the way that he's playing, very, very thankful for what he does every day and the way that he's playing.
Coach, you struggled for 3 weeks in the run game, or I guess specifically Justin didn't have his stats weren't great. And then it looked like you had a lot of success with that outside zone play against Penn State. What was the difference?
Well, I think we didn't struggle. I think we played two really good defenses. Up front, I thought Nebraska was stout. We just couldn't get some things going. We couldn't move anybody. Even when we had angles, we weren't successful. Against Michigan, I think we struggled in everything we did offensively. So, that those were, I think, two more anomalies than anything. We just couldn't get things going in the run game. And Saturday, I thought we were pretty good at the point of attack. I thought that Justin was able to get going early, which I think helped his confidence get going. But I thought our offensive line probably finished more blocks than we had in the previous maybe 5-6 games.
Coach, there's significant news today in college football at University of Missouri and at Illinois, and I'm sure you don't want to speak specifically about their situations, but could you just talk about the role of a football coach with his players when there are outside issues going on that could affect them? Yeah,
well, first of all, you're there to support them and give them every ounce of support that you have at your disposal. From an educational standpoint, is to try to gain all information that you possibly can to help them and to be there for them. So it's it's like anything in life. When you're in a leadership role, you're there to support and guide and do what you think is best. And always in challenging times, you rely upon a lot of resources, but most importantly, I think you rely upon each other. And that's what we've always tried to do.
Coach, I didn't hear about Jalen Prater, but I did want to ask you about his backup, which was Nate Hall, who had just a handful of tackles, to say the least. Yeah. What does it show about your depth on this team? I know Nate's had some PT, right, but to come up and play as well as he did with 10 tackles.
He played really, really well from a standpoint, I think, at the start of the week, not expecting to be in as much as he was. So I think he prepared well. Fundamentally and technically, he'll be much better this week than he was last week because he'll go into the entire week operating as a starter. And, all that goes along with that type of preparation. The biggest play of his young career was that second down play when he made a play in the alley, one-on-one, an open field tackle against an outstanding back to create 3rd and 1 that we end up getting the stop on. So, just really proud of him. He's growing up every rep. It's a whole nother world when you go from being a special teams player to all of a sudden now being in the mix and being a Big Ten linebacker. So he was probably pretty sore after the first 8 games. By the time we get to Thanksgiving, he's going to be really sore. So he better hydrate, buckle it up, and get ready to grind because it's going to be 3 important weeks for him, and I expect he'll play outstanding.
So I didn't hear if it was asked. So Prater's out?
Yeah, he's out right now.
Pat, I just want to go back a little bit to Fred's question. It's a while back that you had the issue of the unionization, and so Northwestern gained some kind of prominence from that particular story. Does this Missouri issue translate in any way, shape, or form to your football team? Are there any issues at all?
Well, I think that there's nationally. I think anytime there's positive change from a standpoint of seeing the power of student athletes and the power of students, I think you've always heard me be an advocate for that, and I've always believed in that. And you can look back to previous statements that I made, and some of the reasons why I believe so strongly that our players already had all the power that they need. In examples like this week with Missouri and Grambling in the past. Where the Grambling issue was something that I cited to our guys, that the power is already there within the players from a standpoint of they have ownership of their experiences. And, I can't speak to all the specifics of those cases that Fred brought up, but from our standpoint, we worked through it. We worked through it together. I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of how we've worked through those things, and we've come out of our experience, I believe, a much stronger, more unified program. And I don't think it was ever an issue with players and coaches here. It was the other way around. I think it was dealt with very, very well from inside of these walls. I thought it was, especially from our players' perspective.
Clayton took a couple of big hits early there, going for a little extra yardage. Anybody, you think he's might be conscious that maybe he needs to slide on more occasions if he's out there?
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be smarter than he was. There's no doubt about that. I mean, but he's a freshman, and freshmen do freshman things. And you get your lips knocked off a couple times, it changes your demeanor from a standpoint of when you're out in the open field, and especially the one when he got turned around and fumbled. We got the first down. All he had to do was work his way to the sideline, and he would have taken a guy on maybe one-on-one and gotten out of bounds. So, every rep's a learning experience, and, he'll be better because of it.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Go Cats.